All right. If you didn't write the numbers on your bar graph, I very much suggest it. If you've been getting the answers wrong, you can check against my numbers. So I have 32 total. 7, 11, 18, 23, 32. Yeah, I have 32 total. So we're looking for valid, which means true. It's really nice if you choose which ones you do. I see 2 of these answer choices have percents and 2 just have ratios. So if it were me, I would do the ones with just the ratios first. So I would skip to B. It says more than 1/10 of the people chose crackers as their favorite snack. So crackers is 2 out of 32. Is 2 out of 32 more than 1/10? Well, 32 times 1 is 32. 10 times 20 is 20. Is 20 more than 32? No. So then I would look at D. D says exactly 3/8 of the people chose popcorn, vegetables, and crackers. So popcorn, vegetables, crackers, 12 out of 32. Is that exactly 3/8? 32 times 3 is 63. Right? Oh my goodness, no. 96. My bad. And 8 times 12 is 96. Is 96 exactly 96? So D's your answer, and you don't even have to do the percent ones. Yeah, nice. Now, if you were going to do the percents, and it's okay if you were going to do them, but I'm just saying. It says fewer than 30% of the people chose popcorn, crackers, or vegetables. You would have to add popcorn, crackers, and vegetables. That is what you would put in your proportion, and you would find out what the percent is that way. Circle graph shows preferences of pie flavors for 300 people. That's important. How many more people prefer pumpkin pie to pecan pie? So subtract. Pumpkin minus pecan. And you have 22%. And then you're going to set up your proportion to find out how many more people like pumpkin. Veronica surveyed students about their favorite fruit. Based on the information in the graph, which types of fruit were chosen by 50% of the people surveyed? First, find out what 50% is. You have 3, 2, 4, 1, 4. Add all those up. I think it's 14. So once you get that number, which you might be able to do in your head, you're gonna check and till you find the one that's this exact number. So bananas and grapes, do they equal half of 14? Nope. Keep going until you find the right number. The circle graph shows the percentage of a family budget used for different monthly expenses. Which statement is supported by the data in the graph? If it's supported, we are looking for true. So, A says the amount of money budgeted for utilities and gasoline combined. How much are utilities? 20. And gasoline? 10. So if I combine those, what is that? Is less than the amount budgeted for the mortgage. How much is budgeted for the mortgage? 30%. Ooh. Is that true? No. Sales at an electronics store. Which statement is best supported by the information in the graph? Again, best supported, we are looking for true. Again, pick which ones you want to do. So I see some ratios. I also see some where it says 36 more and 12 more. Y'all, that's just subtracting. So I'm going to check B and C first because I want to find the right answer without having to check all the answer choices. So it says the number of music systems sold. How many music systems are sold? This is where it gets tricky. Each one of these lines is not 1, right? You have 0. We don't know. 12, we don't know. 24. So in between 0 and 12, what is halfway? 6, right? Each line is 6. So if each line is 6, we have 0, 6, 12. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus 6 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30. 30 plus 6 is 36. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. See? So B says the number of music systems sold, which is 30. Oops. Was 36 more than the number of video games sold? Well, is 36 more than 12? Of course not. Now, when you do go to check the ratios, A says the number of video games sold was 1/3 of the number of computers sold. So video games is 12. Computers is 48. So 1/3, that's video games to computers. You can just cross product to check. 36, 48. Is that true? No. Ted concluded from the graph that he spends about 48 hours at school and doing homework during a 5-day school week. Which statement is invalid? Invalid means not true. Now, if school and homework, that's 48 hours. Ted spends 48 hours sleeping and exercising. Is that true? Well, sleeping and exercising, if you add those up, that's 40%. And we said that 40% is equal to what? 48 hours. So this is true. Unfortunately, we don't want true. B says the ratio, what does ratio mean? Fraction of time Ted spends eating to sleeping is 1 to 7. Let's say eating is 5, sleeping is 35, 7 times 5, 35 times 1. Is it true? Yep, they're equal. It's true. Which means it's not our answer. Now the last two, we've got, we're going to have to turn percents into hours. So it says Ted spends 12 more hours, not 12 more percent, 12 more hours sleeping than practicing an instrument. So sleeping minus practicing an instrument is 20%. So how many hours is 20%? There's a few ways you can do this. You can say that a 5-day school week is 24 times 5, which is 120. And you could set up a proportion for that. Or you could say, well, I know 40% and I know I need to know what 20% is. And you could solve for X that way. Don't do both. If I see both on your paper, I will probably think that you just copied me instead of listening to what I said. Letter D is the same. Ted spends 42 less hours eating than going to school and doing homework. So eating, going to school and doing homework. School and homework, 40%. Eating, 5%. You have same options. You can do, well, 35% of 120 hours, or you could say 40% is 48 hours, and I need to know what 35% is. One or the other. It's a waste of time to do both.